Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. I know you've missed me. So several people reached out to ask if I was okay, which was super touching and super nice of everybody. I'm doing great. I'm doing a lot better. Obviously, the stem cell therapy took a lot more energy and effort than I thought it was going to, but I'm now a week post my last treatment and starting to feel human again. So as we start Monday, we celebrated the life of my cousin Chris on Saturday, who was 48 years old when he passed away, struggled with addiction, struggled with alcohol, struggled with depression, struggled with a lot of different things. And I really debated whether or not, should we talk about that on a Monday morning? But let's be honest, at the end of the day, we're all going to die, and it really does kind of give us an opportunity to bring life in perspective. So, I mean, when somebody passes away that young, you think, your initial thought is it's a tragedy. They didn't have a chance to live a full life. But then there's other people who, Dr. King was 33, 35 when he passed away. Obviously very young, but obviously lived a life that had a huge impact. So how do we value a life? I mean, how do we look at what is a life well lived as opposed to a life wasted? And, certainly it's not the size of your wallet. I mean, is it your accomplishments? Well, accomplishments are great, but if you accomplished a whole bunch of stuff and you did it in a vacuum, how good was your life really? The tattoo that I have on my arm, on the very top of this, I have the two questions that were asked by the gods when you died in Egypt. And question number one was, have you found joy in your life? And question number two was, have you brought joy to the lives of others? And based upon how you answered that question, decided whether or not you passed into the afterlife as Anubis took you through that process. I always have liked what Emerson has said, and I've kept this on the side, the old successories. You remember these? This has been sitting in my bathroom for, 10 or 20 years. Successful is the person who has lived well, laughed often, and loved much, who has gained the respect of children, who leaves the world better than they found it, who has never lacked appreciation for the earth's beauty, who never fails to look for the best in others, and to always give the best of themselves. And there's some adaptations of that phrase where they add some things. When you leave the world a better place, could be because of a child, because of a garden, because of a school. You always gets the admiration of those that they admire, especially the admiration of children. That was one of the things that's been added to that particular idea. But at the end of the day, I think, if you look back on your life and you're able to say that I always look for the best in others and I always gave the best of myself. And we're never going to do that because when we look back, we're going to go, oh my God, that wasn't my best. But whatever you did try to give the best of at that time, you learned and then you move forward. If you're always trying to give the best of yourself, then you're always learning where you didn't do something the way that you could have, and the next time you're going to do it even better. So remember our old phrase, you're either growing or you're dying. But I love that phrase of give the best of yourself and always look for the best in others. That is to have lived a successful life. Well, my cousin Chris did those things. He always gave the best of himself and he always looked for the best in others, always. He was always a person who loved talking to people and loved hearing their stories. He was always willing to communicate about any particular topic that you wanted to talk about. He did it graciously and effectively, but not hostilely, and he listened as much as he spoke, if not more. So he looked for the best in us too. So as we start our Monday, let's remember the things that are important. Why are goals important? Because they allow us to focus. They allow us to focus on what's important and to get past what's not important. Why are incantations so significant? Because they change our identity. When you continue to incant something, you're actually changing your identity, and we will not do anything that is inconsistent with our identity. So if part of your identity is I'm always going to give the best of myself and I'm always going to look for the best in others, if you incant that to yourself every day, especially the more intensely that you do it, that'll become your identity and that'll become how you live your life. If your goals are something that you focus on daily and you schedule your time, then you're going to be focused on what's important in your life and you're not going to be distracted by what's not important. And both of those things are going to focus you on the idea of being grateful for the things that you have and for all of the things that you've already done. That gives you the appreciation for what you've done and the appreciation for what others done. And remember, when we approach everything with gratitude, then we have no fear. So hence, all of these daily rituals really work towards these long-term goals so that when we're on our final breaths, we can look back and say, we did everything we wanted to do. There's a beautiful movie called Meet Joe Black that's got Brad Pitt and Sir Anthony Hopkins. And at the end of the movie, Sir Anthony Hopkins knows that he's going to die, but he looks back and he says, I've done everything I came here to do. He did everything in business. He raised 2 children. And he looks back and he says, this is all that I was supposed to do while I'm here. And if we're able to do that, how lucky are we that we are able to look back and say, I did everything that I said that I was going to, and I'm ready for the transition to the next thing, whatever that may be. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all your messages asking about me. And it's great to see you. It's great to be back here.